Hello, Frugal fans! Once again, this is Captain Frugal, and I'm reviewing my stash to save you cash, and today I'll be reviewing The Superior Foes of Spider-Man issue number 15. Alright, Frugal fans, once again, this issue is written by Nick Spencer and artist Steve Weaver. This is just a great team-up. This book can be purchased digitally or as a back issue or in the trade paperback, and it's the third trade paperback of the series. So let's dive in. Now this issue starts right where the previous one leaves off, with the Shocker holding Silvermane's head in control of his superior foes, friends, or enemies, whatever you call them, because how can you be on a team when they're constantly trying to kill you? The Shocker makes a heartfelt speech here, and then the Beatles rallied up in response, kind of like by just knocking him out. And now the gang has Silvermane's head instead. So there goes the short-lived bit for Shocker. Now, granted, some people's aggravation might be with the Shocker kind of pulled out as a goon in this, in a way, if you see it. But, give the book a chance anyway. Read it and see what happens. When we get to the end, you'll see maybe a different side of it that you didn't think about. All right, next we cut back to Hammerhead, and he's with his therapist, because if you have been reading the issues, you can see he has definite issues with the Silvermane deal here. Well, when I say therapist, I really, though, shouldn't say his therapist, because it's really a henchman, since he's killed the past 3 therapists he's had. And after a talk, well, I think he's on to number 4. After that little speech there, we cut back again to Fred and the gang deciding what to do with Silvermane's head. Thank goodness for Wikipedia, that's all I can say. Next, after that, we see the Owl, and he's not happy as his henchman Desmond drags in Mirage. The Owl asks, "Where is Fred?" And we find out that one of Owl's henchmen is really the Chameleon, and they discuss a partnership then to get the painting back and get even with Fred on top of that. So, the world of Fred's really getting hectic here. This book is really heating up in this act. We then once again do another transition, and we go back to the Sinister 5 or 4, whatever you want to call them, Sinister Syndicate, even though they call themselves 6. Hey, who knows? And they're at a graveyard where they're going to bury the Shocker alive. The group also, sits there and has a little bit of talk about them, but, they're definitely a group of villains. You can see how much they really care. The group also sets up a meeting with Magi, since they have the head of Silvermane, because based on what they found, they can use that to get gang control. So next, the gang we see celebrating in a bar, since they have Silvermane's head, and which, the painting they think is well, but it's a fake. When suddenly they're interrupted by a crew that they left behind while raiding Chameleon's lair. Remember that they left that whole group behind. Well, now they're going to get back and get even. The guys were unhappy for being left behind, and they intend to, we're going to set this straight. And they get in a huge bar fight. We get a great little fight, though, I wish it lasted a little longer, but hey, what can you say? And believe it or not, Fred and the gang win. Holy cow, they actually win. So Fred gives a victory speech about the gang being successfully together. Because, all up to this point, they've not really worked well together, and they're all always, pining at one another. So he makes this rallying speech about all working together. And very next scene, we see Overdrive selling out the group to Mr. Negative to settle his debt. Then in a scene after that, we see the Beatles selling out the group to her father, Tombstone. And then after that, we see Speed Demon selling the group out to Madame Mask. So as you see, even with this rallying speech, every group member still plans on backstabbing for their own personal gain. And that is the end of this issue. So let's look at some of the pros and cons. But first, let's start with pros. First of all, the guys win a fight. Isn't that nice? Because, all throughout this point, we've been seeing them really be quite a bunch of losers, and they actually win one. It's like, wow, okay, it makes you feel good for them. The story also continues to progress well and add more to this overall narrative. It's really heating up. And it's always neat to see the gang back together, but even with that said, they're all backstabbing each other. That's just awesome. So we see them together, working together, meanwhile planning to backstab each other. And another nifty part is the Chameleon and the Owl are teaming up to get even. So, that ought to add some more interesting points to this story. Now let's look at some of the cons. The only con I can think is that this book ends. It is another tremendous, awesome book that you probably should be getting. So therefore, for the grade of this book, What else can you think it would be? It has to be, with this good a book, an A+. And you know I don't give out A+ easily. So this is an A+. Definitely go out and get. Don't let your feelings on the superior name, hashtag crap of everything superior, put you off of this book. This is a book worth getting. So if you were like me and you waited till afterwards to get it, you're probably kicking yourself a little bit. You wish you would have supported this book more, so it would have kept on going. But who knows? Maybe if enough people reading and responding on forums and things, they will give this book another shot and start another volume. All right, until next time. All right, thanks again, Frugal fans, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to check more of our stuff out at thehenchmanslounge.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Captain Frugal. And if you really, really, truly like this stuff, don't forget, don't be frugal with that like button. Until next time, keep it frugal.